Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Podcast, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Let's take a look at some of the stocks on the move today. I'm Paul Sweeney, along with Lisa Mateo and Alex Steele. Lisa, what do you have for us?
Okay, I want to start with Tesla, ticker TSLA. Shares have been up as much as 2%, sometimes 2.5%. So a few things going on. Elon Musk said Tesla said June 22nd is his tentative launch date to start the robotaxi. He made this post on X. They've been promoting this video that shows one of the vehicles driving in Austin, no one behind the wheel. So it's kind of hinting that it's close to launching there in Austin. He also said it plans to autonomously deliver a vehicle from the factory to a customer's house on June 28th. Which is actually Musk's birthday, too, on top of that. Cool. But the second thing is that he said he regrets those social media posts. He's been battling back and forth with President Donald Trump. He said he went too far. But the debate, it started with the opposition to the tax cut bill and then just went on from there. But he says, you know what? I just went too far. And then from there, I'm going to go to Lockheed Martin, their ticker LMT. It's down 2%. It's really facing this setback. So you had the U.S. Air Force. They have their F-35 request to Congress to 24 jets. That's down from 48 that was forecast last year. And the Air Force is the largest customer, right, for the world's biggest weapons program. The problem is that the F-35 program, it's faced some criticism, especially from people like Elon Musk, who say, well, why do we need all these fighter jets when we have drones? So that's their kind of thinking behind it. But it just shows that they're kind of revising, the funding.
Which is interesting because we thought that like defense spending was going to be the sure thing no matter what. Right. So this is obviously hitting the market a little bit by surprise.
Yeah, because they're trying to reduce it by 8%, the defense spending over the next 5 years. So we have that. We'll go to GameStop. That's ticker GME, down 6%. Swung to a profit for the first quarter, but it also reported falling sales at the same time. So you had sales of both software, hardware, accessories category that fell during the quarter. The collectibles business, that was actually the only segment to record growth. But it's really a setback because the shares spiked. If you remember back in May, it said it purchased like 4,710 Bitcoin, right? That's equal to about $500 million at the time. So this is a little bit setback, and that's why the shares are lower.
Because GameStop kind of wants to become what MicroStrategy or just strategy is. Like they want to be a Bitcoin player, a crypto player, not necessarily the store that we all remember going into to get something for your gamer friend.
Because I think most of the games now are online, right? I mean,
yes. That's what I was just doing. Yes. My daughter asked for something for her graduation. I was like, okay, I guess I better go to Amazon and look up that game.
There you go.
So there you go. All right, wrapping it up. Chewy.
Yeah, Chewy down 6%. Okay, gross margin, free cash flow fell short of expectations. Also, it reiterated its annual sales target. But analysts are saying, you know what, the report just not strong enough to justify the recent strength in the shares. So you had Baird, who said, a solid print, but it's likely not enough given this high bar that it has. And Citi said they just didn't like the fact that their full year guidance was just not raised. So their shares are lower, down 6% this morning.
All right, we got the dog coming to the Sweeney household. Yes. So we went to our local pet store just to check it out, make sure they got the stuff that we need. Man, they got everything.
Wait, so is this like a Petco at Chewy or what? Chewy's online.
Like a Petco. I don't think it was Petco, but they've got everything that's on our little list to get for this mutt, and including the dog groomer.
Of course.
Dog groomer dudes in the back, taking care of it.
But do you think you'll do it more online and just make it easier and have the box show up on your doorstep?
I don't know. I'm not in charge. But I'm going to be a good owner.
I don't think so. No. I think it's going to be like a trip.
The experience.
A trip in the experience with the dog to the store. I'm just saying. I don't know. That's what's putting it out there.
The Stock Movers Podcast from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.